Theory, 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 theory. Come on, space between ideas. Give us a case study. All right, today we got a case study. This is for people who are working in consulting. All right, in today's example, I met a gentleman around 6 months ago. We had a video call and I wanted to know, what is the issue which you would like to talk about? What is the problem? What are we talking about here? What's going on? What is the objective? What are the key results? What is our goal? What is our aim? What's going on? What kind of business are you doing? The gentleman proceeded by telling me a little bit about his personal history. He said that he started out in a bank and eventually he moved on to doing consulting work. His consulting grew and grew until eventually he thought maybe he'd like to expand into other types of consulting so that he could provide his clients with a diverse set of services. Eventually, he found a partner that wanted to be the chief executive officer of the company, and then he would be able to, the gentleman that I was talking to would be able to kind of work in the shadows to be a partner, but also at the same time not be involved in the everyday processes of all of the different services that the company was providing. One of the problem that he presented me with was that he was still spending about 35% of his time generating leads. This is called a rainmaker. So sometimes if people have a famous last name, or if they are famous themselves because of the work that they've done, then they're able to attract attention. They're able to attract investment. They're able to easily find clients. We call these people rainmakers. He was basically the rainmaker in the firm. And then after they captured the client, then they bring them inside of the company. And from there, the various departments cut up the beast and they provide services for all the different areas that the clients need. The problem was that this gentleman, he didn't really want to spend 35% of his time generating these leads, and he wanted to have some kind of corporate model. He wanted to develop some kind of corporate automated model that would generate leads without his direct supervision or without his direct help. And actually, this is a big issue because if you're a rainmaker, like the whole reason why your company is pulling in clients is because of your name, because of what you've built, because of who you are. Simply speaking, the issue was that the company was depending on his ability to catch fish. And as soon as possible, he wanted what? If we use the metaphor of catching fish, what are the steps? Number one, identify the target. Number two, locate the target. Number three, attract attention. Number four, get them to bite. Number five, reel them in. So that's five, or is that six? Identify the target, locate the target, attract attention, get them to bite, place the hook, reel them in. All right, so, these are all about what? We've been talking, in the last video, we were talking about haphazard. That was when somebody's like, hey, come over here. And then you're walking and then boom, if you're blindfolded, then you're going to hit your head on a tree. You're going to fall into a hole. And so we were talking about the difference between making your own mistakes or learning from the mistakes of others. We want to change the haphazard practices into best practices. And how do we do that? What we did was we took the state styles checklist. Now, I haven't explained the state styles checklist very clearly in one video. And I've kind of done that purposely because, these YouTube videos, they're to give you a huge amount of benefit to understand how these different pieces mix and mingle within real theories and real case studies and how they connect with each other. But in order to really understand the foundations, then you have to buy the course. So you got to go into my website, spacebetweenideas.com. I've uploaded one course so far. It's all the basics, the fundamentals, the things that you need in order to understand what's going on with this thing called the endeavor cycle. And right now I'm in the process of creating the next online course, and it's going to be about the things that I've been talking about. Particularly, it's going to be about state styles. If we take some of the elements of state styles, remember we talked about nil. So that's where we don't have a process. We need to start something. We need to stop something. And then we got haphazard. That's where we're started a process, but we're on shaky ground. And we also talked about tentative. That's when we're doing A/B testing. And then finally, we have something called procedural. And procedural is when we actually have a real process and we just follow that process. All right, so those are 4 of the elements from state styles, and there's still a couple more elements related to optimizing and automating processes. So what do? In the horizontal axis, in the x-axis, we put these 4 state style concepts. And in the vertical axis, we use the metaphor of catching a fish. And then what we're going to do is do a little bit of an audit. Before we can create a real commercial process for your business, we need to understand, where is your business right now? What's actually going on? The first question is what? Number 1, you want to identify your target. What is your process for targeting leads? How many companies do you have on your potential client list? And what is your process for finding new potential clients? How many new potential clients are you getting every day? And okay, maybe you say none. Okay, so that's nil. Or haphazard. Sometimes I find new people, sometimes I don't. Or A/B testing. Okay, so we have a software that helps us, or we hired somebody to help us, or we have a process. Every day we find 10 new leads. Next, it's locate a target. So what's going on? So once you find your potential lead, then where are they located? Do you have their contact information? Do you have a process for getting the contact information for these people? If you're on LinkedIn, then all right. So then the question is, how do we use LinkedIn in order to create a list of leads? And then number 2 is, all right, who are we actually going to target within that company? How many people are we going to invite to join our group, or which people are we going to connect with? Number 3 is attract attention. As you noticed with this new group well, I guess if you're watching YouTube, then you don't know that I'm also posting this video on LinkedIn and Facebook and other platforms. Then the question is, what are you doing to attract attention? What does your lure look like? And for me, I'm making videos. I make videos a couple times a week, and then I cut them into shorts, and then I continually post. And by doing that, I'm constantly attracting attention. I would say that my process for identifying targets and locating targets is nil. It's not haphazard. It's not procedural. The only thing I really have on this list is attract attention. It means I could improve my ability to grow an audience if I focused on identifying targets and locating those targets. All right, so maybe we'll just wrap it up right here for now. We'll make this into a 2-part video, and I'll see you in the next video.